Yeah, okay, yeah. So just a quick question. So if I was to ask you, when Jesus says in Revelation, I think he says it in 1:17, I was dead and now I'm alive. How are you understanding those two different categories?
Yeah, he's talking about his body.
Okay, so only in his body. So he was. So you're saying that he was dead in his body, and now he's alive in his body. That's how you understand it.
Yeah, that's how Paul taught in Romans 14:9.
What do you mean?
Well, that's what Paul said about Jesus in Romans 14, verse 9. That
Okay.
I can read it. It says,
Yeah.
"For to this end Christ both died and rose and revived, that he might be Lord both of the dead and living." So it's for the very point of Ezekiel 18 that Jesus could not suffer a soul death because he never sinned. So his soul could not die the way you're saying it. Not that that's the way sinners die, but also because the only death that the soul faces is for the unjust if they die in sin. And that's why I keep trying to push this point on when he delivered his soul to death, it's referring to what is the life of his flesh. Because without the soul being in the flesh, obviously the flesh is dead, right? So the soul has to go somewhere. And that's, I've been telling you, like Hades or lower parts of the earth. So in Revelation 1, you ask, his body was dead, and that's still his body. And that's what he said, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I'll raise it up. It's the same temple. You're saying it's a new temple. I'm saying it's the same temple. It can be regenerated. It could be, gone from corruption to incorruption. But that's what he means in Revelation, that physically I was dead and now I'm alive again.
Okay. So like animal souls, do you think they live on as well?
No.
You believe their souls die?
I believe their souls go out of existence as far as animation, but like their blood and things like that, you see that part because that's just part of creation.
So you don't believe souls, animals live on in another realm or something? You don't believe their souls live on in another realm? Like you
No.
Okay, so why do you believe humans souls live on without being resurrected? I mean, obviously we do believe in the resurrection, but intrinsically, why do you believe human souls live on, but animal souls do not live on?
Because of the spirit.
Yeah,
lowercase s. Before we go into this, we have a lowercase s spirit. The divine spirit is why we breathe.
But the Bible says that spirit goes back to God, right?
Okay, so in this case, I'm going to give you the answer that I've given before, that spirit can mean breath. So this is referring to one of those things where it's referring to the mortality of the whole tripart being. That, God allows us to breathe today, and then today we might not be breathing anymore. So that means the body's dead.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I understand your point of view. And let me just show you a passage. It's in 2 Corinthians chapter 13. And I wonder how you view this. Because you believe Jesus is self-existent. And it says this. So 2 Corinthians chapter 13. It says, for though he was crucified by weakness, yet he lives, present tense, by the power of God. So this would say that Jesus' life is still contingent on God. He doesn't live by his own intrinsic power. He lives by the power of God, showing that Jesus, even his existence, present tense, is still contingent on God the Father.